Maayong adlaw kaninyong tanan. Good day to everyone. How are you doing at this time that everybody's home? Kumusta na ang homeschooling? Especially for those parents na nababaguhan sa homeschool. We send you greetings from Davao City. No? This is our way of showing support to the wider community, not just to the homeschooling community, but all of you parents out there who were plunged into this new normal na nasa bahay mga anak natin, nag-aaral sa bahay at tayo ang main teachers. So I want to first off say that this video is created with you in mind. We want to make sure that you know that you're not in this alone, and there is help available, there is support available for you. Before I continue, I want to acknowledge and thank some people who inspired me to put this video together. No? Daghan salamat sa ako ang higala, Lenny Yusay. Thank you kaayo for your inspiration and for your quick action in providing me this inspiration and in providing me this initial content for the video. Just this morning, we were chatting with each other and we were saying we really need to provide support to as many parents as possible at this time. So, Lens, daghang salamat. Ito na yon. I also want to thank the leadership of Dr. Donna Pangilinan Simpao, another good friend, who is also the president of Homeschool Association of the Philippine Islands. Daghang salamat, Ma'am Donna, for the leadership that you provide to the community right now, and also for encouraging us to embrace the parents out there, no, who are now homeschooling their children, whether they liked it or not. They're in this situation, and thank you for encouraging us in the homeschool community to provide assistance to the parents out there. So, mommies and daddies, the new teacher mommies and daddies out there, you're not alone in this. Naami diri, we are here to help you, and we will go through this journey with you. I think the first question that came to your mind when we were told kailangan nasa bahay ng mga bata, doon na sila mag-study, the first question that came to our mind siguro is, kaya ko ba to? No, can I do this? The answer is, yes you can. Daddy and mommy, you can. Tatay, nanay, kaya mo. Papa and mama, kaya mo. Okay? Why? Because when we first became parents, I think, we were actually given the capacity to become teachers. It became like an inherent capacity in us to teach our children. God gave us this wonderful ability. The moment He made us fathers, the moment He made us mothers, He also gave us this capability to teach our children. Tayo naman ang unang teacher sa ato ang mga anak, di ba? You were the first one to teach your child how to talk. You were the first one to teach your child how to walk. You're the first person to teach your child how to eat his food. Ikaw po ang nagpati train sa iyaha, di ba? So, you were probably also the first to teach your child a song. Ikaw din ang unang nagturo ng letter recognition, number recognition. You just didn't know it, but you actually have taught and you've been teaching your children from day one. So, you are called for such a time as this, and no, there's no better teacher for your child at this time than you. So, congratulations, because you're taking on that role, the primary role of training and teaching your child once again. So how do we do it? Ano gagawin natin? Where do we begin? Okay? First off, I would like to suggest, the first suggestion I have for you is get to know your child. Get to know your child again and let your child get to know you again. Kasi nasanay tayo no, na our children were in school for the most parts of the day. Yung routine natin before was to drop them off in the morning sa school, pick them up towards the afternoon, and then maybe take them to an enrichment class or their sports activities. So yung the most part of your routine before included things that necessitated for your child to be outside of the home. So ngayon, balik sila sa bahay, nasa bahay sila the entire time. Paano na? What now? Ganon. I would suggest that these first few days, maybe don't talk about academics for now. Maybe at least for a couple of days. Wag mo muna silang inag about finishing their math worksheets or about working on their projects just so you see them busy and doing something. Kasi baka mamaya all they want the next 2 days is catch up on their sleep. Or gusto lang nila munang kumain ng merienda kasi pag nasa school sila, limitado yung budget nila. Or they've been too sleep deprived the past few months na parang this time they just really want to catch up on their sleep. So maybe let us allow them that and let them get into the new normal, ease into the new normal, and let's focus on how do we connect with our children emotionally. How do we fill their love tanks at this time? Let's get to know them and ask, ano bang feelings mo towards this new normal? Unsay inyong mga pamati with all the things that are happening? Unsay inyong ideas? What can you tell me about the things you're learning about Covid-19, for example? How do you feel about how the government is responding to all this? How can we pray for our government? How can we pray for others who are in the front lines, like the health workers, mga ganyan. So mga ano lang, mga discussions lang that would help your child open up to you at this time. Lalo na kung ang anak mo ay teenager na and would not want to hang out with you, no? Biglang sabihin sa'yo, I'm missing my friends. This is so boring. Yung mga ganyan na yung naririnig natin. Why can I not just hang out with my friends? Ganyan. We're not sick anyway. Baka siguro ganun yung mga dialogue na naririnig nyo and it's starting to get to your nerves. So maybe this is a good time to reconnect with our children. Allow our kids to express themselves to us. Maybe over a nice cup of tea or yung favorite snacks nila na matagal mo nang hindi na-prepare. Maybe this is the time to do that and just sit down and chill lang muna. So yun, that's the word. Siguro in the next at least couple of days when you're trying to get the hang of the new normal, chill lang muna, mommy and daddy. Second, what we can do right now is to make sure that we've got all bases covered. My friend Lenny was suggesting that as parents, what you would want to do is to keep informed. Touch base with the school, communicate with the teachers, ask for clarifications, find out the requirements, and when are the deadlines. Find out if there is a timeline that you need to observe. Ano yung mga, baka may mga daily forms of submission or weekly ba yung submission or everything will be submitted at the end of this quarantine period. Ask your school, your child's teacher, ano yung areas pa na pwede mong i-focus with your child. Maybe this is an opportune time for you to focus on areas where he needs more assistance. Sa academics ba niya? Sa social skills ba niya? Sa attitude ba? Sa character ba? So, aside from that, malaman mo din kung ang calendar ng school requires your child to finish this, yung set of requirements na binigay sa inyo. Then how do you fit that with the family calendar? How will you work towards that without drastically disrupting, for example, yung business calendar or yung work calendar. Pero in essence, what we're doing now is we're integrating our child's calendar with our own calendar. So kung work from home ako, malaman ko na kung okay, aling times of the day ang kailangan kong i-apportion so that I could help my child kasi meron siyang project due at the end of the week. So make sure you know the requirements of your school and when they are due. The third thing that we need to know is that we have to have a growth mindset. I think hindi lang yan para sa mga homeschooling parents. It's true for all of us parents. We need to have a growth mindset and be open to developing a different way to learn or different way of teaching our children. We can create a very pleasant and a very rewarding home-based education experience for our kids. It will not just benefit our children, but it will also benefit us. Sabi nga ng friend ko nga na si Lenny, homeschooling is what you make of it. So, you reach out to your friends who are already homeschooling for ideas. Baka meron silang ma-share sa inyo on how you can make the most of this time. Ask help for tips and for practical ideas of what you can do at this time and how you can actually understand your family's rhythm so that you can effectively home educate your kids. Lagi ko sinasabi na tayong parents, in homeschooling, it's the parents who get homeschooled first. I learned that from another veteran homeschooling mom who mentored me, no, in my earlier years of homeschooling. And that's true. If we can only give kasi what we have. So as parents, we need to also educate ourselves. Does that mean kailangan ko bang aralin ulit yung fractions, division, multiplication? Kailangan ko ba ulit aralin yon? It's possible, mommy and daddy. Baka yun yung kailangan nating gawin ngayon para matulungan yung mga anak natin, no? It's probably a small sacrifice to make at this time. But the comfort there is that when we make the effort to educate ourselves, we are also doing it for our children. We're growing as a person, we're learning how to train our kids, but we are given the privilege of firsthand seeing our children grow in the coming days. And that is a very special thing. We can see it that way. It's a special thing. So have a growth mindset and grow with your children in the process. The fourth tip that I can give you is create a routine that fits your God-given nature. A lot of times we create a schedule and then we get so frustrated because parang wala naman ako na-accomplish dito sa sinet up ko na schedule. And then all my family members, my children did not want to cooperate, and that can be very frustrating. The truth is, all of us, each one of us has a God-given rhythm, no? Kasi unique ang bawat isa sa atin. So it's good for us to get to know each other again at this time. Kaya nga yung first tip ko kanina was get to know your children again. Kasi muli mong makikita, you're gonna see again, ano ba yung quirks ng anak ko? Ano ba yung interests niya? Ano ba yung kanyang mga habits? So that we understand the rhythm of each member of the family. So pag alam na natin yung rhythm natin as a family, it's so much easier to establish a routine. And a routine that fits us, our uniqueness as a family. So pag ang kwentuhan ay about routine, one thing that we need to remember is that having a routine at home provides us 3-letter S's, no? 3 S's. One, it provides you structure, it provides you system, and it provides you security. So, structure kasi at least alam mo yung gagawin mo throughout the day. System kasi every member of the family will know the entire process. And then security, especially with little children, they like the idea of doing something repetitively every day, so that provides them the anchor for the day. And the anchor gives a sense of security. So when you establish your routine, you can think of what you need to do on a daily basis so that everyone's needs are met and the things that need to be done are accomplished. So pag nag-homeschooling, hindi lang naman yung mga bata yung dapat nating iniisip. Tayong mga nanay, we also have mga chores. Well, naapatay ka ng laundry, na ay dishwashing na kinahanglan, every meal we need to cook, and so on and so forth. And so when we create a routine, we begin to realize na, oh, in all this, including the chores, pwede naman palang included ang mga bata. It's all part of our homeschooling. And na-accomplish natin kung ano yung kinahanglan na ma-accomplish within the day. We are talking both for the schooling of our children and also the things that we need to fulfill as parents. So, halimbawa, kung tuloy pa rin naman ang pag-manage ng business, tuloy pa rin ang work. Some of us are on a work from home arrangements and you still have things to comply with sa inyong mga companies. So when you have a routine, you can also identify the blocks of time that you need to fulfill certain things. So what are the blocks of time needed for the children to have one-on-one supervision or tutorial with you? And then, ano yung blocks of time na pwedeng magkaroon sila ng independent study? So, in homeschooling, hindi naman kailangan na the parent should always be there. There are certain things and certain activities that the child can do on their own or that the child can do on his or her own. And during that time, if you have identified that activity and that block of time, that could be your time to attend to other things. So, mommies, you can attend to your chores, or daddies, you could work on your yung home-based business mo, or si mommy kung meron siyang home-based business. So, pwede mo siyang i-apportion yung day mo in so doing. You can also identify the activities that can be done independently so that prior to the day or the night before, pwede mo nang i-fix yung mga worksheets na yon, i-ready na siya so that the following day naka-ready na siya, hindi mo na siya hahanapin, no? So, and then independent study time si anak, and then ikaw naman, you can do other things. At the same time, pag na-identify mo yung subject or areas that need supervision, you can do, anong tawag dito, yung toka-toka. So, for example, in our family, dahil nga po, you cannot talk to me about math. Yan ang aking kryptonite. Especially nung nag-higher math ng aking mga anak, then I can give that to someone else at home. So, daddy can do math or science, and then I'll take care of language arts. I can do Filipino and Araling Panlipunan with them, and history, ganyan. So, pwedeng division of labor. If you have more than one adult at home, kung hindi lang kayong dalawang daddy and mommy sa bahay, maybe you have a grandma and a grandpa living with you, or an aunt or an uncle living with you, then maybe you could also give them a share of the load, maybe tig-isang subject ang bawat adult in the family, so that there's the division of load. So that way, because you have that routine and you have a division of labor, so to speak, frustration is avoided. And then, if you have a schedule, keep it flexible. It should not be set on stone. Para hindi ka masyadong frustrated at the end of the day. Parang, in my 20 to-do list, parang dalawa lang yung na-check. Pero for all you know, yung dalawang yon, napaka-meaningful pala when you really reflect on it. So just keep your routine in place para that serves as an anchor for your children. Put a schedule if you like to put a schedule na tipong if you're the type na gusto mo talaga blocks of time, or if you just want to identify in terms of activities, do so, but make sure it's flexible enough for movement within within your schedule and within your curriculum. Okay, number 5, make sure you make it interesting. Find the joy of learning. think this is a beautiful time for us to facilitate learning sa ating mga anak. This time, i-lift muna natin from their shoulders the burden of doing things for the sake of grades, no? Yung we're pressuring them na para mataas ang grade nila. Maybe this time is a good time to take a break and to just really enjoy learning, to really find new things that they could discover. Be curious again. Ikaw din, mommy and daddy. Take this opportunity maging curious ulit and then to learn things together. Vary the activities that you have at home. Vary the modes of learning so that your child does not lose focus and does not lose interest. Hindi naman kailangan puro worksheet. Hindi din kailangan na puro textbook. I know you have your textbooks already, ganyan. Siguro, reference mo si textbook and then maybe as a result of the lesson in the textbook, you can refer to other books. Maybe there is a novel that is in the same timeline as what you're learning in history, and maybe the novel can be a part of what learning this section of history. You can also enrich a lesson by integrating art, no? Like have the children give you an output that brings out their artistic ability. Older kids can check out online resources like Khan Academy or yung mga iba't ibang online resources that would help them through their math lessons or their science lessons. The child can read aloud with you or you read aloud to your kid. I remember when my kids were smaller, nag-alternate kami mag-read aloud. One paragraph ako yung nagre-read, tapos yung daughter ko magre-read din siya, and then my son will also read. It was such a fun time kasi kanya-kanya kaming style ng pagbabasa. If it's a story, you change your voices and they're not just learning but they're actually having fun with you. For older kids, pwede mo silang, yun nga, yung reading assignments nila, they can actually choose the way to summarize their learning and to give you what they've learned. They can probably write a personal essay, a reflection, or maybe they can have a journal where they can actually write their thoughts about what they are learning, what they're studying. Some kids I know like to create visual maps. When they read something, they will create visual maps. We can do that. Make sure lang that all the activities are tied up to the objective of their lesson for the day. Okay, number 6 na tayo. Tip, have lots of breaks in between. Ang maganda sa homeschooling, pwedeng daghan kayo recess time. And your kids will love you for it. They love, our kids, diba, mahilig mag-snacks. So, medyo new normal yon, mommies, na you'll always have snacks at home. So, at this time na nasa bahay sila, they would always want to have something to eat. An activity can be, they can prepare their own snacks. Part na yun ng homeschooling nyo. Other ways of taking a break from their usual worksheets and readings and study time, just allow them to stretch, let them walk around the house, maybe do something physical. For little children, I remember when I was homeschooling our little kids noon, take a break from their copywork or their worksheets or their whatever they're reading. I'll just make them jump up and down or hop or run around, ganyan. You can probably also let them play with their pets. I'm sure those of you na may pets, yung mga bata, they would have missed their pets, no? Especially yung mga, if they were in school the entire time, that was a great time to play with their dogs, with their cats, yan, yung mga may alagang hamsters, maybe they just want to sit there and watch them. Let them do that. Let them do small chores maybe. Little children love to do chores with us, so use this time to just enjoy their presence, teach them a life skill by involving them in doing a chore that's age appropriate. Number 7, MAPE classes need not stop at this time. A lot of our children love music, love arts, love sports, hindi naman kailangan mag-stop. We just need to be creative in bringing in MAPE lessons or MAPE classes into our daily routine. So, pwede pa rin magkaroon ng music appreciation, art lessons, and yung simpleng PE sa bahay. So, you can think of ways of how to integrate learning songs, for example, in your lessons, artwork as an output of a lesson, and then sa PE, simple exercise routine on a daily basis. You can still incorporate that in your homeschool days. I think we will have to do another video to share with you how a MAPE lesson can look like. So, abangan nyo yan. We'll do something like that later on. Number 8, make each day intentional. Have a set of goals. In fact, I would suggest at the start of the week, you write your goals for each day so that you know if you are on track or not. So, bawat araw, at the end of each day, when you are going to review your day, tignan mo sa ano yung mga gusto mong pasalamatan about your homeschool, tignan mo alin doon yung na-achieve nyo. Kung mayroong naiwan doon sa to-do list, then that could be carried over to the next day. So, if you know what projects need to be finished or what projects need to be continued, what artwork needs to be done, what essay needs to be written, what book needs to be read, kung nakalista yon, at least you have an idea what you need to do each day and what you have achieved. So, that lessens the frustration at the end of the day. That gives you a sense of accomplishment as well. Tapos, pag nagawa na, pag natapos na yung project, humanap mo, ibutang na sa isang collection box, no? Put all your outputs in a collection box of all your learning outputs so that when it's time to be submitted to the school, andyan na, ang dali nang hanapin, or it's just all in one place. You don't have to look for them all over your house. So, naamoy usa ka designated nga place for all your learning outputs. And that would make things easier for you. So, be intentional and also be organized. Number 9, teacher mommy or teacher daddy, take care of yourself. Go easy on yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Nothing lasts forever. Remember, this is just a temporary setup. Of course, pag nag-enjoy ang mga anak nyo mag-homeschool, baka sabihin nila, Mommy, next year homeschool na lang tayo ulit. So that's a totally different discussion. And nandito naman kami, we will help you to ease your way into a whole school year of homeschooling if that becomes something na feasible na for your family. But for now, you have to also know how to take care of yourself during this time, no? So kung kailangan ng breather, do that. If you need to take a break, no? You don't have to push it na talagang tuloy-tuloy. Kung hindi kaya, sige, just take a breather. Especially kung your homeschool is starting to become a fight club. Okay? Pag medyo nag-argue na, nag-aaway na, medyo pause. Okay? Let your child go have a break. Maybe he needs to run around, catch the sunlight, ganyan. Maybe you need to just play in your garden, no? Kasi nga, social distancing tayo ngayon. You cannot go outside so much. Maybe ganun na lang muna. You can also distress yourself. Ano yung favorite mong ginagawa magpa-distress that does not necessitate na lalabas ka or you'll go to the mall. Maybe you can just make yourself a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, leisurely sip that, you know, and just take it slow kung kinakailangan, especially during stressful days. Actually, the truth is, it can be stressful. Teaching can be stressful, especially if you're teaching your own kids. And they will start complaining about this and that. That can be stressful. For personally, there are times that I, as a homeschool mom, and I've been homeschooling my children for the last 8 years, no, there are still days when I still wonder, am I doing a good job? Tama ba itong ginagawa ko? Tama ba yung tinuturo ko sa kanila? Of course, I did my homework in preparing, I did my research and all that, the necessary things. But there are still times that I second guess myself. And this after homeschooling my kids for 8 years na ha. So kumbaga kung may thoughts na pumapasok sa isip niyo ng gano'n na parang ano ba ito, ganyan, and you're very stressed, just remember, normal yon. Pero when those things happen, that means probably kapoy na, maybe you're tired. So it's time to rest. Take a breather, no? So you can also maybe instead of having academics when it's becoming stressful, just declare a holiday for the rest of the day or the afternoon. Holiday meaning wala mo ng rigid na academics. Maybe you can give your children free reading exercise muna. They can get a book that they like na basahin and they just spend the afternoon that way. Or bring out a snack and then you have a snack together, or play board games, no? Distress. So, ang nakakatuwa dito, even board games, can be very educational. So, in fact, after this video shoot, I promised my kids we will play Scrabble. So, yun ang aming language arts activity. So, things like that, no? You can incorporate fun things into your day, into your homeschooling. My last tip for you and encouragement, my biggest encouragement for you, teacher mama, teacher daddy, is this: have faith. Okay, have faith. When I was going through a tough time as a homeschooling mom, I was ready to throw in the towel. Ayoko na, parang suko na ako, ganyan. It's getting hard. It was too difficult to teach my kids. I came across a Bible verse that really, really helped me and that sustained me all throughout our homeschool years. Na yun nga po, umabot na kami ng 8 years ngayon. My eldest is actually grade 9 and my youngest is grade 6 now. And you know what verse that is? It's found in Isaiah chapter 54 verse 13. It says, "All your children will be taught by the Lord, and great shall be the peace of your children." Yung verse na yan strengthened my heart, strengthened my resolve to homeschool my children. I realized that I am not the only one concerned about my kids. I'm not the only one concerned about their education. Somebody loves my children even more than I could ever love my kids, and that's God, because He created them. God loves our children and He is instructing our children. Even in these times of uncertainty, He is teaching our children something. So yung the education that our children are getting right now, dili lang siya gikan sa mga books. It's not just from the books, it's not just from the lessons that we got from their schools, but actually it's a life lesson that God is giving them. And for such a time as this, I believe that God is teaching our children how to be human, how to be a community amidst all this difficult time. So in all this, God is with you. He will also train you. He will train your children in the process. He also loves us as He is a parent, no? We call Him our Heavenly Father. So, because He is our Heavenly Father, He's also homeschooling us. Kita ang unang ma-homeschool. We, the parents, will be the first to get homeschooled. He is training us how to train our children. He's training us how to parent our children in the way we should. And that is our promise. That is His promise to us, the thing that we could hold on to, na He has given us all that it takes. He will give us also all that we will need to be able to train our children at this time, to educate them the way they need to be educated. So let us be at peace, knowing that as we put our best effort in educating our kids at home, God will honor our efforts and God will hear our prayers. So you are not alone in this. Definitely, the Lord will be with you and He will sustain you through this entire season of home educating your children. My final word of encouragement to all of you is we are in this together. Okay? We are now a much bigger community and you are not homeschooling your children alone. We are together in this. So let us know how we can be of help to you. You can message us and our team of learning coaches will do our best to respond to your questions, to your queries. Kung naamo diri sa Mindanao, we are more than happy to reach out to you. Diri lang mi sa Davao. So maybe you are just in our neighboring cities. So just know that you are not alone. And we will be praying for you. Let us know also how we can pray for you, for your communities, for your families. And we wish you all the best and fun times ahead in your homeschooling. Daghang salamat. Ayo-ayo mo.